I'm talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day, and I wanted to do a video about the MCU for a while. Actually, since I posted my Alien video, because I watched Alien Romulus yesterday, and I was like, oh my God, I actually love that movie. It's not perfect. I saw some things that I would have changed if I had been the director, but it's a really good movie actually. But then I thought about the MCU and the really poor state of the MCU since Endgame, basically. I mean, since 2019, which is really bad because it's been 7 years and nothing really that great has come out of the MCU since then. And yes, I know you guys have answers to that, but whatever. We'll discuss it. Spider-Man Brand New Day is one of the two movies going to be released in 2026 from the MCU, the other one being Avengers Doomsday, which everyone is really really waiting for, because it's going to be a huge assembling movie for these superheroes with the Avengers and the new Avengers and the Fantastic Four, all, and the Wakandans and all of that, facing Doctor Doom, which I think it's it sounds awesome, but at the same time, it doesn't really sound great at all, because we have seen Doom only, what, 5 seconds at the end of Fantastic Four, and that was it. So we don't really know why these men should be, you know, should be this psychological super huge threat. So that bothers me about that movie, to be very honest. And I know Doctor Doom from, comic books and the animated show and all of that, but still, you really have to earn your moments and your beats with your characters and your stories in cinema. And I don't think Doctor Doom is the one to be there. To be honest, I don't agree with the character. I think they should have recasted Kang instead of just erasing him from memory. I think that was a dumb thing to do from Disney. Just keep doing what you're going to do if you have an actual plan, because for the last 7 years, I think most people have felt they don't have a plan. And with this movie, with Spider-Man, I think we know now that Spider-Man has a plan, basically. We know that Spider-Man is well taken care of, in other words. We know that Sony is really on top of things with Spider-Man because it's their big franchise. So they're going to protect him and they're going to do what's best for Spider-Man. And they did. I actually think I think it's his name, Dustin Daniel Cretton, if I'm not mistaken with the name, is the director. He was the director of Shang-Chi. And I have to say, I think he does a better directing job here than in Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi was really entertaining. I really liked that movie. It was very enjoyable to watch that just after the pandemic. I think it was my first movie after the pandemic. But it wasn't that good at the end. It didn't really change anything. It didn't really connect to anything. It was a little bit too loose. And that's what we got with most of the movies after that. Maybe Black Widow was a little bit connected, but many people didn't even watch Black Widow, and they put it in that weird spot after Natasha died, which was so stupid, but whatever. And the other movies, none of them has really had weight. Even Deadpool and Wolverine, which was really fun and again huge movie, did it really change anything? Did it really give us what we needed in this universe, which is a little bit of order among the chaos, in other words, which is what we had in the multiverse saga. It was very ordered. After the fact, you realize, oh, this plan, I really see it. It's really clear in front of me. But now in this whatever multi-dimensional saga, whatever the name it is that they are giving it feels so random. None of the moments feel earned. None of the movies feel grounded, feel real, feel that stakes are high. And that's why this movie, I think Spider-Man Brand New Day, is going to do so much money, and in general really well with critics and with people, because this movie actually grounds Spider-Man, which already is actually a very grounded character, but it really tells us the story about someone who has lost everyone and how he feels that he has to do this penance or something, and he doesn't have to suffer just because he can rebuild his life, which is, you know, a powerful message. And it's really, it grounds the film. And actually the other characters, I'm going to try not to spoil anything, but most of the characters also have somewhat of an arc. I mean, mainly the one of the villains, and maybe one of the allies of Spider-Man. They do have an arc, they do have something interesting around them. But I think the problem of the movie is that it creates, again, which is something that the MCU loves to do, they create new problems for the characters, but they don't really know how to close those stories in the same movie. And I understand that some things are going to be used in other movies, in Doomsday and in Secret Wars. I mean, probably because, you know, we know Tom Holland is in those ones. But you know, you cannot do that every time. You cannot solve everything in another movie. There's always another movie. And sure, with Disney and Marvel and all of this, there's always going to be another movie, and especially Spider-Man. I mean, everyone is going to want another Spider-Man movie, of course. But you should really answer some questions in your movies. I mean, what question, you know, the big question, I mean, was solved in this movie? I mean, sure, his problems with who he is, and his the new state of his life, basically, it gets resolved largely. He realizes that things don't have to be like he thought they needed to be, basically, and that's great. But there's a problem with him, and it's in the trailers, that he's transforming or something, that his mutation is ongoing, basically. That never really gets solved. The way it gets solved is a little bit stupid. It's like a scene of, yes, I accept everything and now I'm stronger for it, and it's like, yeah, but you still don't know what's happening. Like that doesn't make any sense. And that's the end of it in the movie. They never say anything, or they don't reference it, or nothing. So I don't know if they're saving something for. I mean, that shouldn't have been saved for another movie. I think that's the thing that you had to solve in the Spider-Man universe, in his world, in his movie. Then we have the character, one of the villains, and that's the thing you should leave for other movies, because that character makes us think that things are not as we thought in the Marvel universe. I mean, the main Marvel Earth, whatever. Apparently, there are things that we thought lived in another universe. Let's just say that, basically. So I understand leaving that for Secret Wars or Doomsday or whatever other movie, other franchise, other new IP or whatever. I understand that. But the fact that he's transforming, and it's going to affect him, and I understand there's going to be another Spider-Man movie. I get that. But there's things that you have to solve in one movie. I mean, it's a little bit too flimsy at some point. And it's weird, you know? Even though Tom Holland and Zendaya, and even the guy that plays his best friend, and I mean, the villains, both villains actually, there's always two villains in these movies, and you know, all of the secondary characters, everyone is really good in this movie. And actually, I think this is the best Spider-Man that Tom Holland has given us. I really think this is the moment in which Tom Holland learned from his struggles and his evolution and his maturity, and imprinted that into Spider-Man, he's not a teenager anymore. And this movie really sells us that maybe a young adult, but he's not a kid anymore. He's not a child. He has gone through so much, and he cannot be that person that he was in the other movies, basically. So I think that's amazing. But I don't know if they know how to handle that or to keep it, because the thing is that the other director, I mean, the next directors are the Russo brothers, which handled things pretty nicely in Endgame, but I don't know if they can handle the weight that this movie has imprinted in Spider-Man and really make us feel, sorry, that he's different in many more than one way, basically. So I mean, yeah, the movie's good. I mean, the effects are pretty good, and the fact that he makes us feel as Spider-Man, as he swings on the buildings and everything, we feel, or we try to feel what he feels when he does that, when he saves a person, or when he feels his Spidey sense, and those moments I really appreciated. But then there are other moments that he comes back to what he was in a way, and it's not really matching. So I mean, the movie is good because it really centers him along this really cathartic path, if you will. But they introduce, they not they don't introduce, but they use so many characters alongside him that it's like a little bit distracting. There are some cameos. There's a couple of cameos that I didn't like or I didn't think were useful. To be honest, I think this movie could use 20 minutes less. To be honest, there are things that I'm like, who cares? I mean, whatever. And other things that I wish were a little bit more explained, a little bit more exposed, basically, to show us really what's going on. But yeah, the movie doesn't really go there, because I think it's because they always feel in the MCU that they are going to have something else where they can show that. And sure, you will, but is that the best way to do it for the character? I don't know. But I do think that, again, this is the best Tom Holland has ever been in one of these movies. Same for Zendaya. They are both really good. I really like Joe Bernthal as the Punisher. I haven't seen anything from Daredevil or any of that, so I didn't know what to expect. But he's actually pretty good in this movie. Some of the cameos are good. Some others, Sadie Sink in her character, she was really good. But I think that, again, that's another character that they have to keep updating, basically, because she's in one mode, and let's just say that we all know that she can have another mode, and maybe they are hinting at something here. Very, I mean, subtle is not even the word. It's beyond that, but you know there are things. I mean, again, this movie is enjoyable, it's fun, it's really good. The heart wrenching moments are great, but there are some other moments, and especially watching it in the big scheme of the MCU, that you're like, okay, we need, like, something that really grabs us and makes us want to be there again. And the weird thing is that the thing that they are thinking that it's going to do that, it's another Avengers movie. But again, how are we going to handle 20 characters, maybe more than that, and actually handled all of them together and being so different and haven't really establishing anything between them in the last 7 years or 6 years or whatever? I don't know. I don't know. Again, I have my doubts about Doomsday, but whatever. Again, I enjoyed this movie. I think there are many great things about the movie, especially the sound design and, again, Tom Holland. I think he did a fantastic job, and especially after watching The Odyssey, I think it's time for Tom Holland to do other things, like show us what he can do. I mean, he's really showing now that he's mature, that he is changing as an actor, and I really want to keep on watching that, because it's interesting. It's like Zendaya did the same thing. She was like, okay, I'm doing this, and you're like, okay, it's interesting, and then she did fantastic movies, and now we know she's a huge star, basically. So the same thing is happening to Tom Holland, which is kind of fun, because they're like married or something. we don't know. Whatever. Thank you so much for watching this video. A little bit long, but yeah, I mean, I had to say this in a way. Again, I love the movie. Don't think I hated the movie or anything, but it bothers me the context in which it sits, basically. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Bye.